What is going on, everybody? Jeff back here with another head-to-head beer review. Today we've got a beer that is brand new to most of the United States except for San Diego. This is Palate Wrecker from Green Flash Brewing Company. And if you have a bottle, it says Hamilton's Ale also, because it was brewed for some sort of like Hamilton's Pub or something. I'm sure someone from San Diego. Or if you're from San Diego, you know the place. I don't know. So it was only available there, but due to popular demand, they released it to the rest of the country. And so basically they say this is the most intricate double IPA or West Coast style IPA that they've ever brewed. And you know that they make their double IPA, comes in the big bottles, and their West Coast IPA, which is really popular. But this is another one of their brews, and it's 9.5% alcohol by volume, and it has over 100 IBUs according to their website. So pretty stoked about being able to find this one. Just released in the area, just released in most of the country, so let's just go ahead and get into it. Alright, it's got a normal Green Flash cap. Alright, look at the size of that head. I wasn't even able to finish pouring. There's still about a little bit less than a quarter of the beer left, and it's already got 3 fingers worth of head, so I'm going to let it go down a little bit. I'm going to try and get the rest of the beer in the bottle. Alright, so I was able to fit the rest of the beer in the glass, and the head is sticking around a little bit, but let's just go ahead and get the appearance. As you can see, it's got a beautiful orange, copper, golden color, and you can see right through it because you can see the pattern on the glass on the other side. It's got a good amount of carbonation. There's no laser etching on the bottom of this one, and there's just a ton of tiny bubbles coming up from the bottom. And yeah, just crystal clear. And yeah, 3 fingers of a kind of tannish colored head. Fine bubbles towards the bottom, but it's pretty rocky towards the top and kind of soapy. I don't think it's gonna stick around forever, but we'll see if we get some good lacing. Let's go ahead and give it some smell. I mean, yeah, when you think of a West Coast IPA, first thing that comes to mind is just like a massive amount of hop aroma, just intense amount of grapefruit, tropical fruits, citrus, just like all of that, and it's just overwhelming. Maybe a slight pininess, earthiness, like a spiciness there. Slight sweetness. I guess that's coming from the malt. It is a little bit darker than some double IPAs, so I would expect that to be a decent malt backbone, but probably not like their Imperial IPA. But it smells pretty good, just like a great West Coast style IPA. Let's go ahead and give this one a taste. Cheers. Super bitter, but it's very flavorful too. The bitterness isn't off-putting, but it does linger on the tongue a little bit. Initially, you're getting that grapefruit and other fruit flavors, and it kind of gives way to the sweetness of the beer a little bit in the malt. Not really that noticeable, but the aftertaste, actually, I'm getting a good amount of pine, and it's kind of spicy towards the end, actually, which is, I think, pretty interesting. You don't get that too much. Yeah, the aftertaste, it's really lingering around, and it's kind of like that earthy, piney spiciness. Slightly off-putting. I wasn't expecting that at all from this beer, but initially you are getting those other good flavors, which give way to the good sweetness. But the aftertaste is is the only thing that I'm really not liking from this beer. Yeah, but it's just super smooth tasting, really creamy body. I'd say medium. Really don't taste the alcohol at all. Pretty good double IPA. I'm going to sip on this one for a little bit longer, and then I'll give you guys my final verdict. Alright guys, I'm back with the Palate Wrecker from Green Flash. I'm going to start off with saying that it is very aptly named. This will completely ruin your palate for any other beer for the rest of the night because of how bitter it is. That being said, I do think the bitterness is over the top because it's not like flavoring bitterness. It's just, not just. That is there, but I do think that there's just too much of just the bitterness for bitterness kind of a thing. That there's great flavors there, but they're off-put by the bitter aftertaste, and that just ends up lingering in your mouth. Good thing about this beer, though, is that it's really smooth in the transition from the initial citrusness to the sweet malt, but then the aftertaste is what's off-putting. it is a great beer. I definitely think you guys should try it. Probably one of the best double IPAs available, and it's definitely different from a lot of the ones in the so-called West Coast style. But it is really good. I'm gonna go with a B plus on it, just because of the off puttingness from the bitterness that I'm getting. But overall, it's definitely a really good beer, and you definitely should pick it up. It's available in 4 packs, probably for 11, 12, $13 somewhere in there. In most places in the country, I think that you can get Green Flash. You should be able to get this. So that's a Palate Wrecker for me. I'll see you guys in another beer review. Cheers.